video I'm going to show you how to drill in a heel. It's actually very easy. It's less scary than people think it is. So come around and let's get started. Okay, there are a few things to consider when we are attaching the heel. First things first is that we're actually going to be drilling through the insole board here into the heel, and that's how we connect these two pieces together. But before we do that, let's just come back to the insole board and remind ourselves that there is in fact this metal shank right down the center. So with that in mind, we need to be drilling on either side of the shank. So we can't just put a hole straight through the middle. We need to put one on either side like that. So that's one thing to consider. Another thing to consider is if we turn this over, about the positioning of the heel itself. So we really want the heel to sit nicely on the base of the shoe, and we want the sole to sort of flow nicely underneath the heel. So we don't really want to be placing it on off center like that. We don't want to be placing it too far back or too far forward. Basically, we just don't want it wonky. So getting that in the correct position, and just also having a look at it from the side as well to make sure that seems like the right place. Once you are happy with that, we will then mark on where we want our screws to go. So remembering that our shank is right in the middle there. So I'm going to put one about here and one about here. Something like that. Really trying to make sure that it's going into the bulk of the heel if you can. All right, I've just gone back over those marks with a biro because we couldn't really see them very well in the video. So once you've got your marks in place, we want to take the drill and we're just going to drill through the insole board. You'll feel it pop through and just make a mark on the heel. Okay, once you've gone through the first hole without moving anything and while still holding the heel in place, we're going to put the second one in. Okay, so if I lift that now, I should have two little marks here and here where the drill has just touched the heel. At that point, we actually want to make those holes a little bit deeper. So I'm just going to go in with the drill again. Really be aware of the angle that you're coming in there because we don't want to pop out the side. So it's really important that you're aware of your angle. At this point, we want to just take two small screws. We like to use 3/4 inch screws and just point out that they are flat on top. They're not rounded because that would be quite uncomfortable on your foot. And I'm just gonna twist those into the holes that we've made. And using the screwdriver, I'll just get those in so that they're just poking out the other side. So you want to be able to see your screws poking out the other side. And we're going to take those and put them into the holes that we've made on the heel, like that. And then we're going to tighten it up. It's really important that you get those edges really nice and secured in there like that. So as you can see, drilling in a heel doesn't always go perfect first time around. I'm just looking at this and I feel like that heel is just sitting a little bit too far forward and it's not quite flush with the back there. So I want to show you how we can actually remove this and just move it back slightly and put it back on. So first thing I'm going to do is take those screws out. Okay, I'm going to be placing the heel again right at the back where I want it. See how I've moved that right up to the back there. Now placing it down again, making sure it doesn't shift. I'm going to put 2 new marks, and I'm going to do them a little bit further in and a little bit higher up. So sort of something like that. Now we can see again, we've got 2 new marks here and here, and I'll just make those a little bit deeper as well. And back to our screws, now putting those in the new holes that we've done. Okay. And again, tightening up. At this point, I can see that that line at the back is so much nicer now, and I'm really happy with the positioning of the heel that we've got on there now. And it really doesn't take a lot to actually just shift it to get it right. So it's certainly worth doing. Just to mention, on the inside, we put what we call an insock inside here, which will cover up the screws and any additional holes that you have. It's also a really great opportunity to put in a bit of foam padding to add some comfort to the shoes.